Hi everyone. This video will focus on structuring your interview and some options for your interview agenda. Now the interview agenda for your first major assignment will be due on February the 5th. So the goal is to watch this video and start working on kind of structuring your agenda this week, and also reading the chapter on the different types of questions you can ask and making sure that your questions fit the criteria for an effective question in an interview. So between these two resources, by Monday, February the 5th, you should be able to have at least a draft of your agenda. So let's talk about structuring the interview. So when you look at an interview schedule, you can have a non-scheduled interview with no questions prepared in advance, a moderately scheduled interview with just all primary questions with some probable probes, or a highly scheduled, which is the same as a moderate but differs in kind of the way you execute it. You ask it word for word, no deviation from your agenda, and it's very easy to replicate for people who you may have to interview multiple people on a single topic. The type of interview agenda you will probably be developing in this class is a moderately scheduled. So you'll have all your primary questions listed, and you will brainstorm, for maybe some possible probes depending on the type of response that you receive. So there are various types of question sequences. First is a tunnel, which is a string of open or closed questions. So this means that you're asking like all opened questions or all closed questions, and they just kind of follow a pattern of just coming one right after the other. So when did you initially get involved in the campaign? What did you find as the most important message? So you're kind of looking at more open questions in a longer sequence. Funnel begins with broad questions and ends with closed questions. So, for example, in my life, I've been a Disney travel agent. So if I was going to talk to a potential client and I wanted to use this format, I might ask them to broadly tell me about your past experience traveling to Disney, and then move into more closed questions. So what would be your ideal experience? What accommodations are important to you? Do you want to prepay for your meals? So the very first question, tell me about your experience, is very broad. Then I move into a couple of questions that are still very open, but more specific. And then the last two questions are basically closed, yes or no. This is a very common sequence, especially if you're looking to reduce uncertainty in an interview. If it's someone that maybe you don't know very well, or it's a topic that may be new that you're trying to discuss, you may want to start very broad and then work your way into more specific questions. The inverted funnel is the opposite. It begins with closed questions and ends with open questions. Have you ever been to Disney World? How many people are going with you? What are the ages of the children? What do you hope to do or see while in the parks? What type of resort experience do you like to have? So in this instance, I've gone from very quick yes or no, very short answers, to more broad. And in this way, you can oftentimes get a lot of the kind of initial information out of the way, the simple stuff, and then get into the more involved questions and responses towards the middle and the end of the interview. Now you can put it all together and you can have an hourglass or a diamond. And I think you can tell kind of what this would entail. So with the hourglass, you're starting broad, you're moving into very closed questions, and then you're going broad again. So what is your ideal experience? Have you ever been to Disney World? How many children will be with you? What do you want to see or do? And what kind of dining experiences do you prefer when traveling? This is honestly one of the formats that I would typically use. This one and the previous one, the inverted funnel. I would often, I would often use the funnel or the combination sequence of the hourglass. I would start big. Tell me about your experience with Disney. I kind of like to get a background of that, and then I get into, well, who's going on this trip, and tell me about each person. How old are they? Just some of the more specifics, and then I would get into it back again, the bigger picture. Well, on this vacation, what do you want to experience? So I use the hourglass quite a bit in some of my interviews. Then the diamond begins very closed, goes very broad, and ends with closed questions. Have you ever been? How many people are traveling? very broad. What's your ideal vacation experience? What kind of dining experience? And then are you flying or driving? So these are just some examples of how you can go from either very broad to closed to broad, or closed questions, broad questions, closed questions. So when you're looking at what type of sequence you want to use, you've got to think about a couple of things. Do you know this person? Do you need to ask some initial questions just to kind of get to know them a little bit, which may be some demographic information, very short to the point responses that may be more of a closed approach first. Do you want to, reduce uncertainty with this person and make them feel a little bit more comfortable? So you start with just some kind of broad, general questions. So you have to think about the goal of your interview and the person that you're talking with, in terms of kind of what kind of sequence you would like to do. What I recommend doing is making a list, not even thinking about pattern, but just make a list of the questions that you want to ask this person. Go through chapter 2, which I've put a PDF, or not chapter 2, I'm sorry, it's from a textbook, but go through the PDF chapter that I put on Blackboard and make sure that those questions meet, the criteria to be an effective question. And then decide, okay, what order do I want them in? Do I want to start with closed questions and then go to broad, or vice versa, and then put them in the order that you would like for them to be in? Now, in the interview, you'll want to open the interview. Now, this is very important because it sets the tone for the interview and encourages communication. And so the opening is a dialogue, talking with the person. You don't just sit down and say, okay, I need to ask you 10 questions. Let's get started. Have a dialogue. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for meeting with me. This is what I would like to cover today. It's a dialogue, it's a conversation. And that will help put the interviewee at ease and set a positive tone for your interview. So this is called establishing rapport. And you want to introduce yourself and engage in small talk. So what I recommend is that you state the purpose of the interview, tell them about how long it's going to take, ask an intro question just to kind of get things, break the ice, and then monitor your nonverbals. Make sure that you're making good eye contact, responding with head nods, things of that nature to just affirm that this interview is going to go well. But the very first thing you want to do is open the interview by establishing this rapport. And then closing the interview, you want to be sincere and honest in the closing. So what that means is, if you say, I have one more question to ask to indicate a closing, then please just ask one more question. Don't ask 10 more questions. Remember that people remember the last thing that they hear. And so how you end the interview is what they're going to take with them. And we'll really explore this when we get to the job interview, because you don't want to tell someone, oh, you're going to be great in this job, and then they not get it. We all have been in the job interview where we've left thinking, okay, what was the last thing that they said? How did they end it? Did it feel positive, negative? So you want to be mindful of the fact that you don't want to set up a false expectation. And so when you end even your informative interview, you kind of want to think of the same thing. Thank you so much for being with me. I've enjoyed talking with you. This is very helpful. All of those things to kind of affirm the interview that you just completed. And again, don't signal the end of the interview and then open it back up again for more questions. Closing techniques, these are listed in that PDF that I gave you. A clearinghouse question, is there something I haven't covered you'd like to discuss? Let them know the interview has ended, and then leave the door open for future conversation. Can I contact you again if, I may have questions or want to talk at a future date? Okay, so this is just some basic information about structuring your interview. Again, I recommend that you brainstorm the questions that you want to ask. Make sure that they're legit questions that you're asking. Put them in some type of logical order. And you can follow one of the patterns that's listed here. And then make sure that you have a solid opening that builds rapport, sets the tone for the interview, and then that you have a solid closing that really wraps everything up nicely. So this week, start working on that. Start drafting that. If you have questions, let me know. If you want me to take a look at something, I'm happy to do that. And then on February the 5th, we will submit the agenda, and then I will take a look at your drafts and give you direct feedback. Thank you.